Hello my art loving friends. In my last Christmas haul video I did mention there would be one more Christmas celebration, and in today's video I'm going to show you what other art goodies I have received since that video. It's very exciting. Let's get into it. First things first are these little tiny etcher sketchbooks. I have a 3x3 inch, an A7. This one's so cute. What size is this? It doesn't say. Portrait format, tiny. And then another 2x2, and I did show you a 2x2 in a previous video, so I'm not going to open that one to show you, but I will show you this one. And just remember, we have all these other sizes as well. Why do I have these? Well, because I received a $25 gift card in the Etcher Advent box, and that $25 gift card expired will expire February 28th, I believe. So you had to use it, and that gift card was only good on an order of, I can't remember if it was $49 or $59 or more. So it was a good way to get you to spend more money. Anyway, I decided to buy these small sketchbooks because they're incredibly fun, and I chose this color. They have several colors you can choose from. So this is their really nice, I chose cold press, 230 GSM I believe. Yes, 230 GSM paper, watercolor paper, except they're so small. They would open flat for the most part. They're actually really nice. That'll be fun to play with. 4 of those in random sizes there. Well, not random. I picked the sizes, but you know what I mean. Each sketchbook came with 30 days free access to the online art classes. I have not looked into that yet to see how that works. Like if all of these are the same access, or with each individual product you get an additional 30 days. I also received 90 days access to these online art classes with the Advent box I bought. But I've also bought some other online memberships that I want to work on this year, so I haven't activated these yet. I'm hoping that they will hold until I am ready for them, and then I can actually take advantage of using them properly. As an aside, Etcher sketchbooks are my favorite sketchbooks. There is a bow hung professional cotton sketchbook that is also super lovely that would be up there with it. I just don't have as many of those. I only have one of those. So I'm very excited about these, even though I probably won't get to them this year. Maybe I will. Maybe I'll do a challenge in one of these, Inktober or World Watercolor Month or something. I have no idea yet. Next item. My daughter-in-law got me this. This was on my Amazon wish list. This is an outdoor sitting pad. So it folds up nice and compact. You can see that. And it looks like it velcros together and then unfolds into a waterproof seat with some cushioning. So you just throw this in your bag, sit down on the ground wherever you are, and it should work out pretty nicely. Not super thick padding or anything like that, but it's enough to protect you from the wet piece of ground if you happen to be on wet ground. And that's really all I was looking for. Then there is this entire box of amazingness. This was sent to me by a good friend. It has been part of my channel and part of my Patreon for a long, long time. Almost from the beginning of each of those. And I'm so grateful. She is a lovely, lovely person with lovely animals. So she got me this. And there was another bag in here too, but I kept it upstairs because I will use it as a grocery bag. But it has art-related sayings on it, which is super fun. I should probably have gotten it and shown it to you, but anyway, it's with my grocery bags, okay? Then all of these brushes, which she used with the stuff in here, but these are Royal and Langnickel brushes, and I actually really enjoy using Royal and Langnickel brushes. So these will be great. And there's some tiny ones, which I don't have very many tiny ones. I know I don't own any that tiny. Covered in cat hair already, because why not? She didn't give me this. This was a clean out of my bathroom, a makeup brush that I thought I would use for acrylics down here. But anyway, stuff that in there. Little knife to open boxes and packages and whatnot. Put that in my desk. That's what I like about these, is they're so small they can just fit in my desk drawer. Right now, went in my desk drawer. This, I'm really excited about this because these are Etcher watercolors, and I gave all of my Etcher watercolors to Kimberly Crick because she was going to do a review on them and has not been able to do that. So all of the ones that I received in the last video, my Etcher mystery advent thing, I will put these all together for now. I think I'll put some of these sparkly ones in my regular palettes so that I'll have them in there. But anyway, try these out, put them all together, have an Etcher palette. I'm excited about that. Plus the tin is absolutely adorable. This is very unique. Idea plus design. Just super shiny. You pop it open and this pops out. And you have a little place for watercolors, I assume. This might be a little water well and a little sponge and a mixing area that is white. How perfect is that? I'm wondering if you could, set a brush there for a minute. I'm not exactly sure if that's what that's for, but seems like a good idea, right? Unique. I'm assuming that this inner part can come out too, so you can fill the little palette underneath. Yes, it does, just like that. Okay, perfect. Look at that. How cool is this? Oh my gosh, I'm gonna have so many little mini travel palettes that definitely going to have to cycle through them, but I do want them all because I love them all. Another little mini palette here. This one has a plastic bottom and a tin top. The only thing about this one is it doesn't open all the way. So it opens like that, but if you force it farther, it's just plastic and it may break eventually. So you have to be careful about that, but it's so cute. So you could pull these little watercolors out and pour in your own. They are in there with a glue dot. You can see kind of the pull of the glue dot there. So this is just cute and fun, and a tiny little brush. And then we have Molotow Aqua ink. This is color intense water-based special ink, ready to use semi-opaque water something, food-based colorants, non-toxic. Looks like this one's purple, although some of these leaked, so this might not be purple, but I'm sure it says on here somewhere. Primary blue, actually. Yeah, I had one of these leak, well, several of them leak. This one leaked turquoise. This is Vallejo liquid watercolor. Same here. In violet, and then I think the rest of these are all this Optimist brand, and I'm so excited to try these. Prussian blue. This is Optimist mixable color permanent pigment ink for dip pens and brushes. So this stuff is made from natural shellac resin, and it says to use it full strength or dilute it with the Optimist colorless medium. They are waterproof, light fast, archival, UV resistant. So I am really excited to try these on canvas. I'm excited to try them on paper. This will be a great addition to my let's use up the canvas and the paper and the supplies I have in my art studio already. So we have Prussian blue, basil, seaweed, Mediterranean, pretty, red violet. This one's pretty, federal red. Do they have the pigment? I figured this was a PR 254, and it is one of my favorite red pigments. And then these are smaller ones here, but they are the same thing. So we have lilac, and you can see they definitely need to be mixed up. You have to shake them really well, stir them. I think most of these, have balls inside. You can hear that. Moss, excited about that one. I love my greens. Buttercup, coral, cranberry, black. So I don't know if you can see the separation in this one. Yeah, you can see it there. So there's like liquid there and then all the thick stuff down here that you would definitely need to shake up. And I noticed on some of these that you don't start hearing the ball until it really starts to get very well shaken. There we go. So it's nice and thick in the bottom. So you definitely need to shake it even longer than I just did there. This is white. So here is the colorless shellac medium. Shellac? I think I said that wrong. Anyway, this will be used to thin them, I imagine. Primary yellow, primary magenta, primary cyan, and then here we have the ink solvent. It will remove shellac-based inks from brushes, dip pens, and surfaces. Rinse them with plain water after using this solvent. So, all very exciting goodies in here. Then we did a little art supplies exchange. So bring your unwanted, unneeded supplies. I had a little party at my house here, and one of the ladies brought these Shiva oil paint sticks. So I haven't tried them. I mean, obviously they have the shell around the outside already, so depending on how old they are, I'm not even sure they can be revived, but I will find out later. They're very, very stiff. They might be done in hard through and through, but we'll find out. However, my niece was my Secret Santa, and she got me actually 3 sets of these, but only 2 sets have come in so far of the R&F drawing oils. So if you're relatively recent to my channel, you may not know that my art journey started with oil paints, and I still have all of my supplies. So I'm still very interested, and I teach at the college oil painting classes, and I wanted to try these. I thought this would be really neat. This one already has a shell, yeah, kind of a shell around it. Some of these are still soft and creamy, just stuff that has to be pulled off when you go to use them. So I have this set here, which is the Modern Color set. This set here, which is the introductory color set, and when I opened these, 2 of them were broken. So this titanium white and whatever this red is here, Mars red, were broken. My niece wants me to give them back to her so that she can just get them exchanged and hopefully get some non-broken ones. It would be nice not to start out with broken ones, even though they may end up that way, but I don't know. I've never used them before. I don't know how easily they break. We'll find out. So I have to get these back to her. And then the other set is, I think, a landscape set. Very excited about those. And then this is one of you's fault. One of you commenters, thank you very much, told me about the huge sale that Ranger was having. And you mentioned this Delusions journal. And I looked it up, and it's amazing. This thing is huge. The cover measures 9 by 11 3/16 inches. The pages themselves are 8 1/4 inches by 11 3/8. Pocket in the front to keep all of your goodies. This is one of those that's bound with the edge looking like that. And then inside, you have a random selection. Well, not random. You have a very specific selection of papers. You have these cream-colored, really smooth, lovely papers in the front. Then you have the black papers, followed by the cream again, and craft paper. So this is definitely something Ranger is good at, is putting sketchbooks together that have a selection of different papers, which is great because you can just come in and start working. If you're like, oh, today I have black paper, let's see what supplies we can use with black paper. I think it's super fun, and I'm excited to have this. It was only $15, and I bought it for myself. And then one of my students and friends bought these tape rolls. She bought 3 of these. These are gummed tape. They're used when you stretch watercolor paper, which I have been doing a lot lately, painting more seriously, stretching paper. Anyway, she didn't know how big they would be, so I bought her 2 extras, and she kept 1, and I have 2 rolls of this tape now, which is great because I hopefully will use a lot of it this year. And my daughter-in-law also bought me these. These were on my Amazon wish list. These are the Pentel Matte Hop ballpoint pens. These are so cool. They come in this cute little tin, and I love tins. I'm a sucker for tins. And you open it up, and they were in 3 separate packages inside this tin, but I just dumped them all out. And they're just a bunch of colors. They remind me of gel pens, but they say they're ballpoint pens, and I honestly don't know the difference between gel pens and ballpoint pens. I kind of feel like maybe they're the same. Maybe one of you could tell us in the comments. And in my sketchbook challenge I'm doing this month, I should say, I did do a couple of drawings with these if I can find them. Here we are. I did something square, and you can see they dry matte. They're not shiny. They are streaky and a little bit textured. I like it. I don't mind that at all. It's very unique. And I did somewhere in here over the top of watercolor. You can see they work really well over the top of watercolor. I think that's all I have done with them. Yeah, the rest is watercolor and other mediums, acrylic markers and whatnot. So I've enjoyed them so far. Only 2 little plays with them, but at least I've played with them, and I'll probably bring them with me on my trip. And for now, because I'm a little precious about the tin, I think I will keep them in the box while I'm traveling with them. It's super easy to get them in and out of the box. No big deal. And here I did another sketch box grab bag thing, which reminds me I need to make a note to cancel that, because to get these 10 items for $39, you have to do a subscription. Hang on, let me make a note. So I went ahead and picked a few more supplies out because some of these are such a good value. So let me show you what I got. I'll just lay it out on the table here. All right, here's everything kind of at a glance. These art graph water soluble things. I had a set of these already, but I decided to put them on the art exchange table because I knew that they were something that I could replace with this box, and I thought it would be fun for someone else to try them. Magenta, yellow, and blue. It's a rich pigment block designed for drawing and painting. It's extremely soft and water soluble. I thought it would be fun. Plus these, I think, are $16, $18 on their own. So 10 items for $39 is a good deal. Then the titanium white acrylic gouache. Could never have enough white. This alone retails for $13 or so. So I thought that was a good deal. And then I kind of wanted to try these Sketchbox Color Shift watercolors. Probably bring these with me on my trip. And the Myosotis Blue Holbein Artist Gouache looks fun. And I looked in my stash, I do not have this color. I decided to go ahead and pick these up because they also cost quite a bit on their own. Primary yellow, primary red, and primary blue pigment powders. I have made my own version of watercolors that were sparkly before, and they turned out pretty okay. I actually really like them. I use them anytime I need sparkles. And I just thought for the price that this would be good. You know, in order for all of this to make sense, if you add in the shipping, every item had to be worth $4.50, and I far exceeded that. So we have some pigment powders. Then a friend last year, same friend that just sent me all of these, sent me a box of the Aqua Drops watercolors, and I am so excited to try them out this year. I think I will actually have time. I say that now, but I realize I still have to go empty and sell my grandma's house. Whatever. After gone for a month, plus gone for another month. We're not going to talk about that. Anyway, magenta was not included in the set she got me, so when I saw magenta was part of the Sketchbox grab bag that I could grab, I decided to add it in. So this alone is worth, I think, $12 or so. I'm just trying to remember from memory, so you may have to look that up to be sure. Cute little sticker. I'm a sucker for stickers. That is part of this, it looks like. So these are the Schminke liquid chalk watercolors. Well, I'm going to call them watercolors. Aren't they neat? They're liquid charcoal, liquid earths. And these are teeny tiny, as are all 5mm tubes. Aren't they adorable? A little too adorable. They're not going to last very long. We have Cherry Pit Black, Liquid Sanguine, and Liquid Chalk. So for the price, I wanted to try them. If I were all on my own and just picking watercolors from tubes from a site like Dick Blick or Jerry's Artorama or Jackson's, I would not buy these. But to get them for any value over $4.50, yes, yes, and yes. And anyone who's bought pan pastels, which is what these are, knows how incredibly expensive they are. So they had this set of 3 available in the grab box here. Videos and tutorials, pan pastels. We get 3 colors, a turquoise, kind of magenta color, which is called magenta, okay. Turquoise, magenta, and diarylide yellow, which I thought would be great because we could make greens, purples, oranges, all the colors from just these 3. I do have other pan pastels too that I keep intending to try out, so maybe in one of my use up your supplies weeks, we'll be able to get these out and actually try them. I'm excited. Now, in previous versions of this Sketchbox Grab 10 grab box thing, I received 2 of these because Rockwell watercolors are extremely expensive, and I want to make dot cards of these and send to my Patreon supporters. And they're all the same colors. All the boxes I've received have just been this Americano and Espresso, which are brownish pigments, but still, I thought it would be super fun. These are 8mm tubes, and now that I have 3 tubes of each color, I'll be able to do dot cards that are generous, or maybe even little sample watercolors in the size, where is it? Like these size pans here, to send to my Patreon members. I'm excited to get to that, but that will have to wait until mid-year. And then I have 2 of these already too from previous grab boxes, but I gave one to Tori and she loves a particular color in here, this one here. And so she's really enjoyed using that. And I thought, you know, beam paints are also really expensive. I think this little thing alone retails in the 20s somewhere. And we have Orca, blah, blah, blah. I can't read it. It's under the thing. Loading. Schwing, duck, something pine. So Orca, pine, and then some kind of metallic watercolor. Turtle belly. Turtle belly. Is that the metallic? I don't know. But that's funny. So anyway, grabbed another one of those because I have one, she has one, and if we run out of the colors, we'll have one more as a refill. Last thing, which is super special, and I know I have one more thing coming from another friend, and I also have gift cards to Etsy and Dick Blick. So while I'd like to think this is my last art haul of 2026, it's not going to be. Granted, I did look it up. My Etsy gift cards and my Dick Blick gift cards do not expire, so I wouldn't have to buy things this year. But anyway, I have ideas for that. Anyway, this was a birthday gift, very generous birthday gift sent to me by a good friend. Appreciate it so much. And this is from Alchemist X's Journey. So let me show you this. In this little envelope is a little swatch template and a piece of what feels like cotton watercolor paper. So you can put this over this, draw your lines around it, and put your swatches in here, and you don't have to do the measuring and lines and rulers and all of that. So that's neat. And in here we have the goods, more goods, care instructions for what's in here, and a fun, well-packaged goodie thing. So in my gift ideas video that I did in November, I showed you these little palettes, and I did mention how I wanted one, but I wasn't going to buy one. Well, she bought one for me. I'm so grateful. This is so dang cute. And I only wish, I'm actually leaving tomorrow on my trip, so I don't have time to fill this with paint and let it dry for my trip, but it will be something that I can look forward to when I get back. So you can see the fold out palette there, mixing space, I guess I should say. Palettes are mixing spaces, that works. And folds back in, and the magnets are nice and strong. And then I don't know if you noticed, but there are magnets on these water dishes, so when you put them together, it actually holds together. It's not going to fall off. See that? Plus, when you have this open, these can hang on the sides here, so you can have your water dishes there, or you can put them on the bottom like so, and they'll sit flat. Well, this one doesn't have a bottom thing. Interesting. I was gonna say they'll sit flat on the table, but this one doesn't have a bottom thing. So there you have it. I can't wait to use this. Like I said, I have so many little travel palettes. I love them all. I'm gonna keep them all. And I'm gonna use them all. I'm gonna rotate through them. Came with a little sponge, which is very useful. And then the little clip thing, which you can use to clip this to your sketchbook. And it's also a magnet. Or, okay, so sticker. So you can make this palette magnetized. That's a good idea. Alchemist X, they think of everything. So this can go on your palette, and then you can magnetize this, your palette to this, and clip it to your sketchbook while you're working, and the palette would sit on top. Very nice. And then one of the things, since I got this palette already, that was one thing I was thinking I would use my gift card for, was this little palette, because I liked it so much, but now I don't have to. The other thing I really wanted from Alchemist X is some of their watercolor pans, and they sent me a bunch of samples, so that's great. They have the magnets built into the backs of them. So on those few palettes that I have used Derwent pencil tins to create, these would be ideal. I wouldn't have to use that double-sided tape that takes so long to put on. It's so useful, but frustrating and time-consuming. So I was actually thinking about ordering a bunch of pans from them with the magnets already built in. Now it's too late already for my aquatone watercolors that I did use the tin for, but maybe it would be useful for others. So I think it's a great idea. You can get a bunch of different configurations. You can see here we have less deep full pans, full deep full pans. They're not quite full deep because they put the plastic up on the bottom a little bit further than a normal full pan in order to fit that magnet in there, but it's a lot of watercolor. We're not complaining. Same with these half pans, and then Kuretake size pans that can be split in whichever way you want, which are really nice. I like that size a lot, having it split in half like that. So I'll think on it. I'm not gonna use my gift cards to Etsy or Dick Blick anytime soon, not anytime quickly, because I do want to assess kind of what I have, what I'm using. So maybe mid-year we'll have another little surprise art haul. I think that'll be fun. Very excited for the gifts I received, for the things I purchased for myself. And I need to get ready for my trip now. So I will show you probably in the next video or 2 or 3 what I've packed and how that works out when I'm going for a month away. Approximately a month, slightly less, but same difference. So I need to get on to that. I will see you in the next video. Bye for now. First things first are these little tiny archer. Oh dear. Where was the Velcro? Oh, only there? Well, how does it stay together if the Velcro's only right there? Oh. Aha. You have to fold it correctly to get it to Velcro. That's nice. Nice compact little thing. And I thought it would be fun for someone.
I did leave the kitty.
You left him there, I know.
Okay, I'm just checking. Letting you know, there's not a kitty in my car.
No, there's a cute little puppy.
I think this is a hot dog.
Yeah.
They're always hot.
She's just retarded.
Aww, that little cutie.
That one's Raylan's dog, so it kind of fits.